All right, this is Ubaid on behalf of Electronics, and in this video, we'll be talking about the price level as well as the supply curve and real GDP. All right, so when it comes to your real GDP, okay, as well as the supply curve, let's assume that this is your supply curve over here. Okay, and your real GDP is your x-axis. So this is real GDP or RGD over here. All right, and over here you have your price levels. Okay, so this would be your price levels. All right, and if you notice, when it comes to this graph, okay, as the price levels go up, the real GDP goes up. Okay, as the price levels go up, the real GDP goes up. All right, the reason for this is because price level has to do with the total number of goods and services produced within an economy. All right, so we learned in the past couple of videos, okay, that price level has to do with price of all the goods produced within an economy times by the quantity of goods. Okay, using the price level, you can figure out the inflation rate. Okay, now in this case, we're trying to figure out the impact of price level on the real GDP. So as the price level goes up, either the quantity or the price of all the goods and services within an economy, when they go up, the economy expands, as a result of which you have an upward sloping curve. All right. Now, this upward sloping curve, it keeps on rising. It starts off flat at this point, and it keeps on rising until it becomes sort of like a vertical line. Okay, and this is your potential GDP. Okay, so this is your potential GDP. Now, your potential GDP has to do with what the economy can produce given the inputs of production are fixed, okay, and the capacity to produce is at its max. So what I mean by capacity is the machines are efficient, okay, the machines are running at full capacity, okay, your labor is employed at full capacity, so you've hired as many workers as you can, okay, you've employed as many people as you can, you have as many machines in your factory, as many as you can run at a time. Okay, so on and so forth. So this is your potential GDP, as long as it is sustainable. All right. So what I mean by sustainable, okay, occasionally what ends up happening is as the prices go up, the employers have an incentive, the suppliers have an incentive to produce as much as they can. And when this happens, what ends up happening is this supply curve, okay, goes over the potential GDP, this line over here, the vertical line. All right, now in this portion of the curve, you have employers working unsustainably or suppliers working unsustainably. What I mean by unsustainable production, so let's say the workers working overtime, okay, beyond the legal limit. So workers are working overtime. So you have overtime, okay, overtime. You have workers working overtime. You have, okay, production, which is about the maximum capacity. So your production is about your maximum capacity. So about maximum capacity. Okay, this is maximum capacity over here. So production is about maximum capacity, working overtime, so on and so forth. So this has to do with the curve about the potential GDP. All right. So now that we understand what happens when the supply curve goes over the potential GDP, okay, we also understand that when it reaches potential GDP, okay, this is the maximum, okay, the suppliers can produce given the demand and given the price levels without unsustainable production. All right. So potential GDP has to do with the maximum. Okay. So this is the maximum suppliers can produce. Suppliers can produce. Okay. So this maximum suppliers can produce without supplying in an unsustainable manner or unsustainable fashion. All right, so that's it for this video. On behalf of B Electronics, this is Obey. Have yourself a great day.